What's up guys, welcome back to today's video. It should be an exciting one, and if you've been following along with this S14 journey, I've been saying this a lot. I've been saying, hey, this is gonna be the video, it's gonna be running, and we're finally gonna get it working, and then something catastrophically leaks or breaks and it doesn't happen. But today, boys, today I think is the day. To get y'all caught up, if you have been watching the videos, we have a beautiful S14. We put an S14 DET in the car. The only thing left to do is to tune this car. There's been a few things that I've had to fix throughout the, couple times we've attempted to tune with our boy Jimmy Oaks, and I have fixed a lot, from random coolant leaks to vacuum leaks. I've had radiator leaks, and as of recent, and a problem that I've been chasing for a while, and it took me all of yesterday to finally figure it out, is we have a faulty AFR gauge in the car, which has been something that I've been chasing for a while. I've been having this weird issue where the AFR gauge just decides to turn on and off. I've checked voltage coming from the battery, I've checked voltage coming from the alternator, I've replaced the alternator, I've checked voltage coming from the fuse box. Everything reads what it needs to. It's like above 14. And then also I've been checking my power source for my AFR gauge. I've moved the ground a few times, and I've finally come to the conclusion that my AFR gauge is just faulty and I need to get a new one. So the AFR gauge works, but every what seems like a couple minutes, it decides to turn off and reset. Now, we've already done a lot of our base map tuning with Jimmy, our idle tune, stuff like that, and the car runs great. It actually revs out. I'll turn it on for you guys right now so we can actually hear it. And today we're gonna be tuning for pretty much when the car hits boost. So we need to adjust fueling, things of that matter. Hopefully I can have Jimmy explain some stuff while we're tuning today, but I'll let this thing warm up. I'll rev it for you guys. You can hear it. It sounds phenomenal. We have a beautiful Garrett turbo on the car, and we're not running a blow-off valve, so we get this really cool like turbo flutter once like you actually kind of rev up a little bit. One thing that LZ told me, he was like, you should add a long like intake type of tube and then put it both there, because it gives more like echo for the turbo flutter to make that classic like type of noise. You guys know what I mean. So I'm gonna let this thing warm up. I'll rev it up a little bit, and we're gonna hop on the phone with Jimmy, and we're gonna try and tune this thing. Fingers crossed, everything is good. I'm nervous, and I want this car to finally work. At the moment, I have my ECU just wide open because I was fitting on the vacuum line for the map sensor, and I was going through the wiring. So, Anthony, when you're in the car, just try to watch your feet not to hit the ECU, and also your seat isn't bolted in. It's just floating because I was trying to give more room for the passenger side. We're not gonna be doing anything crazy. So just notice when you're sitting in this car, it's gonna be a little bit loose, but I'm gonna probably give the laptop to you when we start tuning. Well, that scared the f out of me. Jesus. All right, so we're in the car now. I have Jimmy on FaceTime here, everyone. So Jimmy's going to literally be hotspotting off the phone to the laptop, and then Jimmy's over here controlling the laptop. Our AFR down here is like working, and then it decides to turn on and off. It's a little finicky. So essentially we're gonna be doing pulls and hitting boost, and to my little knowledge I have about tuning, when the car sees boost, Jimmy has to adjust different fuel ratios, and right? Is that kind of right?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, since we're not on a dyno, I'm gonna put your timing where it needs, where like a rough idea where I think it should be, right?
Yeah.
And then it is just making sure that your fueling is like within territory.
Yeah. Obviously, at one point, guys, we're gonna get access to a dyno, and we'll really be able to dial it in and make it a little bit more precise. But for the means of just getting this car to be able to drive and to see boost, yeah, we're gonna do a street tune and just get it within like a rough estimate of where it needs to be, and then when the time comes where we can get to a dyno, we'll be able to adjust it. But all right, this alignment is so shady. How cool, we're driving the car, it hasn't moved in forever.
Love that.
Yay! I feel like I'm doing a car review again. Don't know what that vibration is. Disregard that. There's a lot of weird noises coming from this car.
You want to dip into boost a little bit?
Yeah. Dipping into a little bit of boost. Is that anything?
Yeah, it's good. Keep doing that.
Oh, AFR just went out on you. I saw that.
Yeah, and then don't wait a little bit until I kick back in.
Okay, should be back now.
$5 grand.
AFR turned off. This may be an impossible mission here.
No, it like works intermittently enough that like it make it work. back.
Okay. It doesn't feel like any boost is being made.
Yeah, it's because it was like over enriched, like.
Okay.
Just not stoked.
Not stoked. It was not stoked. So full throttle to 5,000?
Yeah, unless it feels like it's breaking up.
Okay, here it goes. Nope,
Nice.
it's not breaking up at all. Feels good. There's like a weird like rattle in the back, but it feels good. Other than like the weird clonky noises from drivetrain that needs to get fixed.
So it's an S chassis, so that just kind of comes with the territory.
Okay, it's like fucking weird ass noises, but like driving position feels good. The turbo flutter sounds pretty wicked. All right, here it comes to 5,000. I need you guys to listen up right now because today's video sponsor is literally one of the best inventions, the best apps I have ever seen. We all love free money. Who doesn't? But sometimes free money sounds too good to be true, but it's not. There's an app called Upside that allows you to get cash back on places that you normally go to. To get started, download Upside right now on your Android device or your iOS. Use the code TJHunt and you can get up to $5 cash back on your first time using it on a place where you spend $10 or more. And then the next time you go to a gas station, you pull up this app and it will show you the gas stations around you where they're offering good cash back rewards on. Now, as you can see, here's a gas station that I found local to me that I can go onto, and they're offering 15 cents a gallon back on a cash back. Now, it works on more than just gas stations. Here's a Luna Grill in my area that's offering cash back as well, up to $10. You can even use it at grocery stores, places that you typically will always go to. And with today's inflation, it's really cool to know that you're getting money back on things that you have to overspend on. And all this money just goes into your account and you can cash out at any time via PayPal, or you can do e-gift cards. Download Upside and use my code to get even more money back, and thank me later when all that cash back has bought you a free car or has bought you car parts. Thank you, Upside, for sponsoring this video and for just being a thing. And now let's get back to today's video. This blinker's on the wrong way. Old kook. All right, wide open throttle to limiter. If it goes over 12.5, I'll pull out. All right, I'm going. Yes. It never went above like, maybe like 11.3.
Are you externally gated or internally gated?
External gate.
Alright, we just made 0 boost.
Okay. Unless my vacuum lines are routed incorrectly, that also could potentially be something to think about as well. So if you're not seeing boost when you should, I can go back to the shop and fix wastegate lines.
So usually when the wastegate lines are wrong, it'll cause you to overboost, not underboost.
Okay. So it's not creating boost when it should be.
Yeah, so do like a nice second gear pull to limiter.
To limiter. It takes forever to get to limiter because we're not creating boost.
Yeah, exactly. It's making probably 120 horsepower.
Sorry, say again?
3 PSI.
3 PSI. Okay, so we made some boost. Is that a good sign?
Yeah, I mean, right now the numbers are good. You could drive around and like do your thing, but you're not making any boost, so it's slow as fuck.
Okay, so what would I need to check at the shop?
I'd make sure your wastegate has a spring in it that's not just 3 PSI.
Okay, so we just got back from the little attempt at doing the street tune. So everything looks good. Under wide open throttle, doing like a second gear delimiter, we didn't exceed more than like 11.5 on the AFR, which is good. But Jimmy said that we're only seeing 3 pounds of boost. Now, of course, silly old me, I don't remember what wastegate spring I put in the wastegate, because we are external, but I'm pretty sure I would have at least asked Jimmy, yo, what pound spring should I put in the car? And I would have done what he told me. Of course, we don't know, but if we're only making 3 pounds of boost I was like, well, maybe I routed the wastegates wrong. I've done that plenty of times with this. It's only one external gate, so I don't think I did that incorrectly. Maybe there's a leak in the wastegate, but Jimmy's like, if there was a leak, you'd definitely hear it if we were like missing out of that much boost. So to kind of answer our questions, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put the S14 back on the rack. We'll go up, we'll inspect the wastegate. I'm gonna try to just take the wastegates off, or at least get the spring out to see what pound spring we have. Because I know we have the rest of the springs all right here, so we can adjust pressure or the spring gate if we need to. I don't know, I don't really know the answer yet, but hey, we did it. The car runs and drives and it sounds sweet. So, we had like a bunch of weird rattles in this car too. And this is my first S chassis, and Jimmy like heard it through the phone. He was like, yeah, it sounds like the S chassis rattle that I know. So apparently that sounds pretty normal, but I want you guys to hear this turbo because I know we didn't get any outside car clips. But I mean, the thing sounds. It sounds proper. It sounds really good. But we need to let this thing cool off to get to the wastegate. Oh, I don't see anything leaking. It's good. I was worried about these power steering lines. I don't see anything leaking through there. I see no coolant on the ground. Coolant temps were good. Only sad thing is to get to this wastegate. Oh, it's a bitch, bro. It's a real bitch. Ooh, it's hot. I can't put my face over that. It's so hot. Okay, we're gonna let this thing cool down and we'll try to get to the wastegates. While we're waiting for the car to cool down, I want to show you guys a cool little product that is from Street Hunter USA. Street Hunter is obviously known for wide body kits, parts, wings, lips, spoilers, all that type of stuff, but we're also kind of branching out into more universal products. So, you know, I'll leave a little bit of mystery there, but some little product we just kind of pushed out that I thought was really awesome is steering wheel bolts. I find that in all my cars, I throw an aftermarket wheel on, I just use black, crusty hardware. I'm like, dude, this is crusty. Don't be crusty. So now we have titanium Street Hunter branded. I think it's 35 bucks, relatively cheap for a little hardware like this. Let's go install it, give you guys a full breakdown on how to install some hardware. In case you don't know how, let me teach you. Also, it's kind of cool is the titanium hardware kind of matches, which is kind of neat because the car's multicolored and the bolts are multicolored. It's cool, right? Simple branding here. A little attention to detail. Oh, it's stuck. I think we have product shots I can show you guys. I don't know, it's so cool. I didn't think we were gonna be able to fit the logoing because Street Hunter is such a big word on such a small part, but oh, it looks so spicy, bro. Oh, that's fire, dude. That's cooler than I thought it was gonna be. I never knew this little detail would make me so happy, but this is my first time actually seeing it on the car, not just like photos of it. Looks kind of spicy. I'm still looking for a steering wheel horn button, everyone, but hell yeah. Now you can't forget, baby. I'm gonna give my AFR one last shot here. As I kind of told you guys, I've checked a million different things as to why it could potentially be turning on and off. An AFR is a very, very simple gauge and is not difficult. So last ditch effort, Calvin previously had the AFR wired up by grabbing power by a random chassis plug that we're no longer using. It's down here. You know, when the car is in ignition, accessory, and when it's running, it's reading over 12 volts. So it's getting enough power to power the AFR. For some weird reason, when we drive on like D-cell, the AFR turns off, but when you give it gas, it will turn back on. I've checked a million things. I've talked to a million people. I'm about to just order a whole new gauge. I'm just about to assume this one's faulty. Before I do that, I was talking with Ev and he was like, dude, maybe that one plug for whatever reason, like has intermittent power for whatever reason, because it's not necessary of what it was previously used for. I don't know, but I just jerry-rigged something up and it's ghetto, but it will at least be able to like 100% solve this question of what's wrong with the AFR. So I got a wire, attached it to the battery terminal here, positive. So it's just chilling there. I put it inside and I'm wiring this under the hood and it goes straight to the power for the AFR. So I just got a little female and I'm going to just clip it into this male that Calvin made. The AFR is turning on and the car is off. That's because this is constant power. It has no ignition, so that's okay that it's on right now. But what we're gonna test is now that this will not turn off, it should never lose power. It's constant power from the battery. We're gonna go drive it and we're gonna see if it turns off at all. If it never turns off, that means that this power source that our main Chach Calv said, hey, this power source is good, I've checked it. If it stays on the whole time, it means the power source is just bad and the gauge is fine. And yeah, very simple, but this should answer our question. So I'm gonna unrack this and we're gonna go for one last drive for today and see what happens. Oh, also one little spicy thing I noticed when I was looking under the hood, I actually just ordered some fire sleeve. One of the catch can lines coming out of the valve cover here. Look at that. How this is like on fire. This hot side is obviously very hot and it literally is burning straight to the steel on the underside of the AN line. I just ordered some fire wrap so we can put this around this AN line. I just noticed that. I was like, damn, that got really hot. Good thing that didn't catch fire. We're gonna go for a little drive up and down the street, check the AFR, see what happens. Hopefully this fixes the car. If it did, I'd be stoked and I'm gonna call Calvin and say, you idiot. Nah, I won't say that. But I will tell him and he'll be stoked to see if this fixes it because we've been chasing this for like days now. Real talk, the fact that this car is just driving around today, I totally kind of breezed over that. That's so exciting. I'm really, really happy this car is driving. It's been down for a really long time and it feels really good that it's back. Now we just got to dial everything in. There's a heck of a lot of clunking from the back of the car. Don't know what that is. It almost sounds like the exhaust is like hitting the subframe or something. So far, to give you guys an update on the AFR, it has not turned off yet. I think Evan was right. It's not turning off at all. Dude, the turbo sounds so good. We're not really set up to give you guys a good like sound clip of it, but the turbo's like has such a good flutter. Not running a blow-off valve was the best decision I made for this car. AFR is 100% fixed, no question. She's good now. Weird, dude. Okay, so wherever that plug that Calvin picked from, that's what gave us our problem. I wanted to get out really quick and just kind of see the car in the sunlight and outside for the first time because this car's been inside for the past 3.5 months. I haven't actually got to see it. And keep in mind, we still need to lower the front end. We still need to lower the rear end. You know, there were still a few pieces exteriorly that we haven't added to the car yet, but it's really cool to see this thing out and about. I'm really happy with how this came out. Don't mind that green tape on the door. I'm really happy with how it came out. I feel like if you were trying to build a car in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, this is exactly what it would look like if you got all the cool pieces. LMGT2s, you got the JDM front end, Ganador lights, the cool JDM wing, cool front mount, the Goretti front lip. I'm just stoked with it. One thing that is really weird is if you get a shot from right here, the driver's side rear wheel, the caster is so aggressive. The wheel's like in the back of the wheel well. Do you see that?
I see.
Look at all that space right there. It's so funky. I don't remember if there's caster adjustment, but we did full adjustable arms in the rear. So I was like, I wonder if there's caster. And then I went to the other side and the other side is still a little bit sunken back, but it's a lot less. So I was like, oh, there probably is caster adjustment, and we haven't even done an alignment on this car, so all that has to get adjusted. Feels good, dude. This car is sick. I feel like comparatively, I might not drive this car as often as the other cars that are a little more modern and make more power, considering this is only gonna make like mid 300s, but it was just a really cool car that I wanted to build because one, I don't have an S chassis, and two, I just think it has all those cool elements from the wheels to the wing to the paint to the perfect interior. I feel like come 10, 15 years from now, to find an S14, let alone S13, you're never gonna find them this clean. You just won't see them. So this is something I think we're gonna keep in the collection for a very, 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 very long time. And over the years, this clout of this car is gonna like start going up, and we're gonna have a perfect one just to be like ripping around on. Back from the shop, and I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update, and you're gonna get a lot of these as time goes on, and you'll probably get a few more of these once we actually like really start. But the home garage, the home shop has officially begun. We have broken ground. Dirt is being moved. They haven't done much. We just have the little skid steer right now because we're getting ready to grade and kind of develop our whole entire plot of land. And for those who don't see the vision yet, you'll see it real soon, boys. So we pretty much have all of this land right here. And as we come up over this hill, we'll have all of this will get built out. We'll have all of that, all of this, an entry gate over here, big garage starting from here, going all the way over here. Gonna be 2 stories. All this is gonna be open lot, trailer parking, a secondary gate, a primary gate, a road for trailers, a road for cars. Not much to show because it's just dirt, but probably once you actually like see the grading process, you'll get actually a vision of how much land it actually is. But after 14, 15 months of making architectural plans, submitting permits to the county, getting fire inspection, and getting all those things, we finally had the green light and construction is starting. Very exciting, very cool. Want to give you guys an update on that because I know I talk about it a lot. You guys are like, when are you gonna break ground? What are you gonna break ground? We've broken ground and we're hoping to have it done, fingers crossed, by December. It's only 6 months. I know it sounds like not a lot of time, but that's what they're telling us. So we're gonna go with that. Before I close out today's video, giving you guys a sneak peek. This is coming at the end of the month, so still 2 weeks out, so I haven't started showing it yet, but I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek. I'm super stoked about BRZ, R8, rip the R8, rip the Urcon, the Urcon's in here, Mark IV Supra, you have the Mark V, FD, Corvette. Additionally, we have all the new boards. We're restocking the old skateboards, but we have new boards all coming out. Again, I'm just giving you guys a little sneak peek. Hi, Hilo. But all these are coming really soon, and I'm stoked about it. That's where we're gonna end today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. When you guys comment and give the video a thumbs up, it really helps out the channel. So if you don't typically do it on this video, show some love, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, and keep moving.